Lyles trying to find something. He stretches away. It is a close.
Noah Lyles just shocked the world. He didn't just win a race, he made history by tying Usain Bolt's 200-meter record. But his path wasn't easy. Injuries, pressure, and setbacks almost stopped him. How he came back stronger is what makes this story unforgettable. So let's rewind. How did Lyles rise? What did it take? And, crucially, where does he go from here? Noah Lyles didn't start off as a world-famous athlete. He was just a kid from Gainesville, Florida, and later Alexandria, Virginia, with big dreams and a lot of energy. His parents, Kevin and Keisha Lyles, were both runners in college, so it's no surprise that Noah eventually found his way to the track. But even though he had the genes, his path wasn't easy or guaranteed. Before running took over his life, Lyles trained as a gymnast. That background gave him something special. An incredible awareness of how to move his body. His balance, power, and flexibility stood out. And when he began sprinting seriously, all of those skills helped him explode onto the scene. Alongside his younger brother Josephus, he started dominating youth competitions. In 2016, he made a bold move. Instead of going to college like most athletes, he turned professional straight out of high school. That choice came with a lot of pressure. Suddenly, he wasn't just racing for medals, he was racing for his career. Sponsorships, media attention, and the weight of expectations followed him everywhere. Many young athletes crumble under that kind of spotlight. But Lyles stayed grounded. He stayed focused. He believed in his ability to become one of the best. In the early stages of his pro career, Lyles dealt with hamstring injuries that slowed his progress. But even in those moments, he stayed vocal, confident, and uniquely himself. He wasn't trying to be the next anyone, not Bolt, not Johnson, just the best version of Noah. 2019 was his breakout. At the World Championships in Doha, Lyles dominated the 200-meter final and helped the U.S. secure gold in the 4x100-meter relay. That first world title wasn't just a win, it was a statement. He had officially arrived.
The United States, America take it. It's silver this time for Great Britain and a brilliant bronze.
Fast forward to 2022 in Eugene. He didn't just defend his title, he ran 19.31, breaking Michael Johnson's long-standing American record. That made him the third fastest man in history.
He hates losing over 200 meters, and he's forgotten how to. 19.32!
The way he ran that race sent shockwaves through the track world. His acceleration out of the curve, the way he powered down the straight, and his celebration before the finish, it was clear he wasn't just running to win, he was running to be remembered. Then came 2023, another title, another flag around his shoulders. At that point, he was already being mentioned as the heir to Bolt's sprinting throne. But he wasn't done. 2024 brought both triumph and heartbreak. At the Paris Olympics, Lyles finally claimed Olympic gold in the 100 meters, a race he'd been chasing for years. But in the 200 meters, where he was expected to dominate, he was forced to withdraw mid-race due to a medical issue. Cameras caught him being taken off in a wheelchair. His Olympic dream suddenly cut short. The contrast between victory and pain was brutal. But he didn't hide from it. He spoke openly about disappointment, frustration, and how much the 200-meter title meant to him, and that's what made his comeback in 2025 even more powerful. But 2025 wasn't easy. Lyles came into the World Championships in Tokyo with pressure from all sides. Younger sprinters like Letsile Tebogo and Brian Level were hungry. Kenny Bednarek was right on his heels.
It's been an incredibly hard season, and I know I say that every race is special, but it truly is. No race is like the other.
In the semifinals, Lyles threw down a brutal 19.51, the fastest semi-time in history, but he saved just enough for the final. On September 19th, 2025, the Tokyo National Stadium was electric. Lyles lined up in lane 6. The gun fired. Bednarek surged early. Tebogo held tight, but Lyles waited. Then he exploded in the final 60 meters. He crossed the line in 19.52 seconds. Bednarek clocked 19.58. Level took third. As Lyles raised 4 fingers to the crowd, it wasn't just about the number. It was about history. Let's be clear, nobody had touched Usain Bolt's streak of 4 straight 200-meter world titles. Not Gatlin, not Blake, not even Michael Johnson. Bolt set that record from 2009 to 2015. So when Lyles matched it, the track world took notice. This wasn't a fluke. This wasn't hype. It was dominance, sustained over half a decade, and it happened in an era of deeper fields, stricter drug testing, and tighter margins. That makes it arguably harder than what Bolt faced. The sport has evolved, and Lyles is right there, leading the charge. Behind the medals, Lyles has faced real battles. After the 2021 Olympics, where he failed to win gold, he spoke publicly about dealing with depression. He even admitted he nearly quit the sport. There were also injuries, questions about his top-end speed, and critics who said he was more flash than fire. But Lyles never stopped grinding. He worked with sports psychologists, changed his diet, tightened his training, focused his brand. Slowly, the results followed. And in 2024, he won Olympic gold in the 100 meters, silencing doubters once and for all. What makes his journey so relatable is that he's never tried to pretend. He's shown the hard days, the doubts, the breakdowns, and the bounce-backs. Fans have seen him cry, celebrate, laugh, and fall. That transparency? It made people root for him. Now let's talk about comparisons. Bolt was a unicorn, 6 feet 5 inches, with a stride that ate up track like nothing else. His world records of 9.58 and 19.19 still stand. Lyles, at 5 feet 11 inches, runs differently. He has to work harder for every meter. His strength is in the curve and the finish. Where Bolt was effortless, Lyles is relentless. And while Bolt was universally adored, Lyles has faced more skepticism. Maybe it's the era. Maybe it's social media. But Lyles has embraced it, using every doubt as fuel. Off the track, Lyles is a different kind of star. He raps, he designs clothes, he speaks his mind. Some love it, some don't. But he's never boring. He's building more than a medal count. He's building a brand. This isn't just about golds. Lyles is trying to redefine what it means to be a sprinter today. He's open about mental health. He's vocal about athlete rights. He's building a media presence. He wants to be remembered not just for running fast, but for pushing the sport forward. And that's part of what makes this 4th title so impactful. It's not just a win, it's a legacy moment. Now the big question, can he go for 5? That's never been done. Bolt didn't do it. Nobody has. Lyles has already hinted he wants to compete through 2027 and possibly 2029. But it won't be easy. Rising stars like Tobogo, Gout Gout, and even new U.S. talents are closing in, and the physical toll of sprinting at this level is real. Still, if anyone's poised to break the record, to not just match Bolt but pass him, it's Lyles. And what happens next could redefine track and field history. Noah Lyles just did something only one man before him had done, and that man is Usain Bolt. But here's the thing, this isn't just about tying records, it's about writing new ones. 4 straight world titles in the 200 meters, a 100-meter Olympic gold, a new American record, a voice in the sport that matters. Noah Lyles isn't the next Usain Bolt. He's the first Noah Lyles, and the world better keep watching because he's not done yet.
Feels pretty good. I mean, it's great to be out here competing on the world stage. I'm just happy to be here and can't wait for the semi.
What was the experience?
It's a great experience for me, running against the big dogs, you know, it's great. It's great to be out here.
At 17 years old, Gout Gout is doing what many sprinters spend their whole careers trying to achieve. The Australian teenager has become the face of sprinting's future, breaking records, stunning veterans, and drawing comparisons to the greatest of all time, Usain Bolt. His story is one of biggest stage. Born in Queensland to South Sudanese parents who immigrated to Australia in 2006, Gout Gout's journey into athletics is as extraordinary as his name. The Ipswich grammar student has already carved his name into history. At just 16, he stormed into the spotlight with a breathtaking run of 19.84 seconds in the 200 meters and 9.99 in the 100 meters at the Australian National Championships in Perth. Though aided by a strong tailwind that rendered the times illegal, the message was clear. Australia had a prodigy on its hands. That performance earned him his first national senior title and a ticket to the World Championships in Tokyo, where he would test himself against the best sprinters on the planet. Australia hasn't produced a global sprint star in decades, but suddenly, this teenager was making the world take notice. Gout's European debut came in June 2025 at the Ostrava Golden Spike meeting in the Czech Republic. Running against seasoned sprinters, he demolished the field with a blistering 20.02 seconds, breaking his own Australian record by 0.02. The victory wasn't just about time, it was about dominance. He finished 0.17 seconds ahead of Cuban Renier Mena, while British veteran Nathaniel Mitchell-Blake had to settle for third. After the race, Gout's words captured both his innocence and confidence. "I feel good. New personal best, new national record in my first European race. I don't feel any pressure. I just go out there and run, and nothing stops me from doing that." His calm, almost playful approach to racing set him apart. Where others feel the crushing weight of expectation, Gout radiates freedom. His mindset reflects both youth and an unusual maturity. "Get some more races in me, and the 20-second barrier will drop for sure," he promised. Few doubted him. The 2025 World Athletics Championships in Tokyo marked his senior global debut. While most teenagers are juggling exams and video games, Gout was lining up against the fastest men in the world. His stated goal was to break the 20-second barrier legally and make history as the first Australian to do so. In the heats, he showed no fear, running 20.23 seconds to qualify for the semifinals. Against experienced competitors, including reigning world champion Noah Lyles, he stood his ground. In the semis, Gout clocked 20.36, finishing fourth in his heat, just shy of the final. By conventional standards, it wasn't a failure, it was a statement. Lyles himself praised him. "He's more talented at 17 than I was. He's got a great head on him, a great team around him, and it's going to be interesting to see how he develops." For perspective,
He's an amazing kid. You got a great head on him. You got a great team around him. It's going to be interesting to see how he develops. The thing that I always look for when I'm looking at younger talent is, hey, are you just going to be able to train into shape one? Because when you're in high school, you're able to just get races.
when Lyles was 17, his personal bests were 10.14 in the 100 meters and 20.18 in the 200 meters, both slower than what Gout is already running. Gout embraced the moment. The biggest eye-opener is knowing that I can compete at a young age against the best men in the world. It definitely makes me hungry knowing that I'm just a kid right now, but I have time. They may not have 15 years, but I do. Tokyo wasn't just about the track. It was also Gout's introduction to the global media. Adidas promoted him as one of the new faces of the championships, pushing him into the spotlight. At his first major press conference, he looked shy, awkwardly smiling as he faced a room packed with journalists. But once he began speaking, he found his rhythm. He opened up about his journey, from his parents' migration story to sharing a room with his older brother who makes a bigger mess. He admitted he's still a high school gamer at heart, playing Fortnite, Minecraft, and Zelda, scrolling TikTok, and stressing over exams like any teenager. His favorite food? Burgers. His favorite drink? Peach iced tea. Yet beneath the teenage quirks lies remarkable maturity. Gout spoke about patience, balance, and ambition. I struggled a bit during the start of my career, but now I know that things don't happen overnight. I'm only 17. His words resonated with athletes and fans alike. Here was a prodigy who wasn't blinded by hype. He knew greatness takes time. Perhaps the most striking part of Gout's rise has been the comparison to Usain Bolt. Bolt himself acknowledged the similarities. Definitely, the talent he's showing is the same thing I had when I was young. But he has to be careful in transition. If he gets everything right, his future is going to be bright. Being compared to the greatest sprinter in history could be overwhelming, but Gout views it as motivation. It definitely feels great because Usain Bolt is literally the greatest track athlete we have ever seen. Having someone of that caliber know me and just know I'm on that path to greatness as well. Standing 1.83 meters tall and still growing, Gout's frame resembles Bolt's. His top-end speed is already world-class, though he admits his starts need work. With time, experience, and physical maturity, experts believe he could break barriers once thought untouchable. For Gout, the future feels written in the stars. The 2032 Olympic Games will be held in Brisbane, his home state. To him, that's no coincidence. I think God kind of made my parents follow that path, and they ended up in Queensland. There was a choice between Canada and Australia, and I think per God's will they landed in Queensland for sure. He sees Brisbane 2032 not just as a dream, but as destiny. Running 19 seconds, you're up there for sure. You know you're in the top 15, top 20 in the world, so it's definitely great. Much of Gout's stability comes from his family. He praises his parents for instilling focus, motivation, and integrity. Their hard work shaped his mindset. His coach, Di Shepherd, plays an equally pivotal role. "We bring ideas from both ends," Gout explained, highlighting their collaborative relationship. Even Noah Lyles, now a mentor of sorts, provides advice and encouragement. The two first met at an Adidas camp in Florida earlier in 2025, and the bond has grown since. Lyles sees in Gout the same fire that pushed him to global stardom. Gout Gout is rewriting what's possible for a teenager in athletics. He's already a national champion, a record holder, and a semi-finalist on the world stage. More importantly, he's handling the attention with grace. While veterans fear losing to a teenager, Gout doesn't see it as pressure. He sees it as opportunity. His journey is only beginning, but the signs are undeniable. With time, training, and the right guidance, he could carry the weight of a nation's hopes into Brisbane 2032 and beyond. Gout Gout didn't just run fast, he humiliated veterans who underestimated him, proving that youth and talent can rattle even the most established sprinters. He has time, talent, and destiny on his side. Whether it's breaking records in Ostrava, holding his own against Lyles in Tokyo, or dreaming of Olympic gold in Brisbane, this teenager has already reshaped the conversation around sprinting. The world is watching, and the story of Gout Gout is only just beginning.
We are delighted to have Divine Iheme, the fastest 14-year-old in the world, with us now.
Yeah,
this is incredible.
and not just the fastest in the world, but just to put that in context, Divine's 100-metre time of 10.3 seconds.
Divine Iheme is just 15 years old, and he's already faster than many of the best sprinters were at his age. He's breaking records, surprising experts, and turning heads in the track world. People are comparing him to Usain Bolt and Noah Lyles. Could this young runner be the next big name in sprinting? Divine Iheme was born in Oxford, England, and is the third son in a sporty family. From a young age, he showed natural speed. His coach is also his mom, Yinkiruka Anu, who saw his talent early. She's a former athlete herself, so she knows how to train someone to be great. With her help and support, Divine kept improving. He didn't just get better, he kept beating older and more experienced runners every time he raced. That same 10.30-second run was even faster than what Usain Bolt ran at the same age. Bolt ran 10.57 seconds when he was 14. Reports say Noah Lyles was running over 11 seconds back then. So Divine isn't just catching up, he's already ahead. When he heard he had beaten Lyles' time, he just laughed and said, "That's tough. I guess I just work harder." That reply showed how confident and calm he is, which is rare for someone his age. But that wasn't just a one-off performance. Divine followed it up with a 10.41 at the English Schools Championships, setting a new record in the intermediate boys category. He also holds the indoor 60-meter record for 15-year-olds, a distance that tests pure acceleration. That's what makes Divine so exciting to watch. His starts are electric, his acceleration is clinical, and his top-end speed doesn't seem to fade like many of his competitors. These aren't just raw talents. They're the result of disciplined training, smart coaching, and natural gifts. Behind every stride is a story of dedication. Divine is not part of a flashy training camp with sponsors throwing money at him. He trains with PWD Athletics Academy and Radley AC. These aren't global powerhouses, but in many ways, that's part of the magic. Divine is doing all this from a modest setup with family support and a focus on fundamentals. That grounded approach is likely one of the reasons he's been able to stay consistent. There's no media circus, no over-the-top branding, just speed, results, and ambition. His personal best now stands at 10.29 seconds, recorded at age 15. That time isn't just good for his age, it's elite by any standard. For context, many senior sprinters spend years trying to break the 10.30 barrier. Divine has already done it before he's old enough to drive. This raises a massive question. If he's this fast now, where will he be at 18, 20? Could he be the one to break through that next level of sprinting dominance? But with all the hype comes the caution. The world of sprinting is littered with stories of teenage prodigies who burned out before they ever got close to their prime. Injuries, mental pressure, and the weight of expectations can crush even the most talented runners. That's why Divine's mindset might be his greatest strength. He doesn't seem rattled by the comparisons or the attention. In interviews, he talks about enjoying the sport, improving his technique, and learning from each race. That maturity could be what keeps him on track when others might falter. Another intriguing part of Divine's journey is how different he is from the athletes people compare him to. Usain Bolt was known for his playful charisma,